All right. So good afternoon, good morning, good evening. This is, I'll name this segment later, GTG spits that grease, etc., etc., etc. You guys all know the slogan. I want to talk to you guys, if the title hasn't already given me away, about the current situation with Wings of Redemption and LOLCOWLIVE at the point that I'm recording this. I am currently recording this on the 29th of March, 2025. Jesus Christ, where do we start? Okay. Initially, what was going to happen was Keem and Boogie had, as well as other people that were part of LOLCOW, the LOLCOW universe, were like, we don't know, send him home for now, let's give him a suspension, so on and so forth. Then the footage of the car ride leading to LOLCOW Fat Camp, well, they were heading to LOLCOW Fat Camp, excuse me, ends up getting leaked by whoever the dude was in the back seat, who initially got rid of the footage. So that goes to show, that tells you two things, actually. Now that I think about it, it tells you two things. One, Kelly and Wings, or Jordy, knew that this guy was in the back seat recording, and Wings still felt comfortable with hitting her despite that. Two, the guy in the back who witnessed the assault, his natural incantation or his natural thought was, I need to get rid of this footage, and he did. And then they forced him to bring it back up, so he was willing to hide it. So that gives you an idea of what the LOLCOW universe is about, what they're doing. And given the fact that you already have a guy who lied about cancer, you got a pedophile over there, you got a guy who's committed assault on his wife in front of everybody, and everybody's so not confused, but everybody's debating on whether it was staged or if it was real, whether it just went out of control or not, or whatever, gives Keemstar and LOLCOW universe just enough wiggle room to say what, to try to dictate, the narrative. So anyway, after the footage of Kelly getting assaulted in the car comes to surface, and everybody watch it, or everybody over there on LOLCOW, or the LOLCOW universe watched it. They were like, we don't want to be around him, we can't be comfortable with him, this, that, and the third. So that's what the narrative was for about a day, maybe two. Then it comes out that Keem and Boogie sit down and say, well, Boogie, Wings feels really bad. He apologized to us for what happened, which, that was a big step for him. And he's enrolled himself into anger management treatment online. He's taking online classes for it, and allegedly he's paying for it out of his own pocket. That really impressed Keemstar and Boogie, to now they feel like, oh, I don't know if we should just leave him for dead now. Maybe we should give him a second chance.
We basically have been in contact with Jordy, right?
Yeah.
And our conversations with Jordy have been really, really productive. I don't think there's been a conversation with Jordy that's been like, oh, well, fuck him. You know what I mean? It's more been like, right on. And it seems like Jordy is taking this serious.
Yeah.
It seems like he is trying to do whatever he can to make amends for the wrongs that he knows he did.
Yep.
He's literally saying stuff like, I fucked up bad, which coming from Jordy is a big deal. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, retards that fuck up all the time. They're like, oh yeah, I fucked up. That's not Jordy. So he's literally saying stuff like that, like, I fucked up bad and I need to fix this. And today he found a bunch of classes for anger management, excuse me, and he's enrolled in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay.
And in fact, I'm going to tell about the phone call. I called him today, and I'm like, hey, man, good job on signing up for anger management. We're really proud. I think it's the first step in the right direction. Do you want to come on the show today and discuss it? And what did he say?
He said, no, I want to stay offline. And we go, okay, yeah, that's literally what you should be doing.
He's dedicated to getting better, 100%.
But we also want to offer him the platform to say it, so it didn't come from us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know if he wanted to tell people that, right? But his response was literally perfect. Like, no, I need to stay offline. Yeah. And he's right. He does.
Yep.
The absolute worst thing he could do is come online. As of right now, he is fired. Okay? Me and Boogie are gonna still be friends with Wings and help him not be like this. Because we promised him we would. And we're gonna be men of our words and do that. If somehow 90 days, a year from now, 5 years from now, he's completely fixed this fucking abuse bullshit that's going on, then yeah, we might let him come back. I do not want to fully close the door because I want to motivate him to fix this. So, suspending Jordy for like 90 days with a potential path to come back. We're at a point now where I don't know if there is a path back. So, as of right now, he's fired off of LOLCOWLIVE. And,
Rayu super chatted $20. Boogie and Tina, please educate us viewers how and where to report Jordy Jordan to the nearest Conway, South Carolina domestic violence abuse authorities. Or is this the jurisdiction of Texas Police Report?
there's no one here that messes around with that, you know, men laying hands on females. It's just the Twiggy clip, you know, it's nothing major. He didn't give Kelly a black eye, but it's still clearly he hit her, you know, he like hit her arm and grabbed it like that, you know, enough where she's rubbing it because it hurts. And it's like, you know, we did talk to Kelly and she was like, the only 2 times he ever laid a hand on me is that and then the table incident. And we're
That's
like,
a lie.
we're like, come on, bro.
There's no way that's the only 2 times. That's the only 2 times that somebody else seen it. That's not the only 2 times.
No.
You don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
So it just what is what it is. He's off LOLCOWLIVE. It's just, you know, come on. We have.
No,
Yeah, you do.
I haven't seen it.
You need to.
No, I believe I need to see
Wings
it.
got mad because they're driving through Atlanta.
Okay.
He's afraid he's gonna get shot because she beats the horn. So he snatched his wife's arm and slapped that motherfucker so hard for beeping him, right?
Yeah, so
Wait, he slapped what?
Her arm.
he grabbed her arm.
Well, let me lay the context.
Okay.
Okay. I didn't know we were going to talk about this today, but I guess the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, sorry, I got the mouth.
There's a video, Xylee, that we just watched an hour ago. Twiggy was riding with Jordy and Kelly,
Okay.
and at some point, can I borrow your arm for a second?
Yeah.
At some point, she was driving the car, and Wings did this to her. Okay. Now, don't get upset.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get upset with you.
It was harder than that with that big
Harder
arm.
than that.
You can
But you can hear it. And he's like, "Stop
Yep.
it!" Right? And that alone is not great.
Wait, was this her driving arm?
This
Like
is
Yeah.
her driving. Yeah, she's
The
honking the
right arm.
horn. He grabs her arm, yanks it loud enough, and I don't know what to make of that video.
Okay.
So a pussy fied woman beater scared he's gonna get shot in Atlanta for her beeping the horn. So he slapped the shit out of his wife. Make it make sense, motherfucker.
Yeah.
How about that?
Is
I need to see this.
No,
right
driving
now.
here.
Driving
here.
I don't-
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah, it's bad.
Is that video available for me to see?
Yeah.
I don't know. You're gonna have to wait till Keem is in here and
Yeah.
figures everything out.
Okay.
That's something I don't know. This is breaking. This is
Yeah.
brand. I don't know.
Something.
She is not fired. I don't know where that came from that she was fired. She was sent home.
Okay.
But no, she is not fired. And, you know, Wings is on a suspension.
Yeah.
And Becky technically is not on a suspension. So, you know, we have to field that. And I just haven't had time to even think about that. Should Becky be on a suspension? You know, what Becky did is not really the same thing as Wings. What Wings did was obviously like, look, you know, Roxy doesn't have wounds, you know, I got this on my neck, which I personally don't care about, but like, you know, he did draw blood on me, and he did, you know, throw his wife on the table. I mean, it was it's pretty bad. You know, there's no question. So currently Wings is suspended without pay. We're going to make a decision when we get back and Fat Camp is done and over with. He's been banned from the Discord. He did make a real energetic apology to me. And I know he feels sorry and he's crying and everything else. But yeah, I mean, this type of stuff is unacceptable.
100%. And I was telling earlier, like, you know,
There's a couple places you can go to watch all of this. To be honest with you, there's Hollywood Huggy. He's one person I've been watching. The LOLCOW Live has its own clip channel. You can catch it there. Big Lebrowski. He's Lebrowski or Lebrowski? I think it's Lebrowski. But he, I've mentioned him on the channel before. He's also covering all this. He's a great source. You can check it out on. There's a few people. There's a few people that are following all this up. I want to tell you, is the channel's called Round One. They usually do clip Review Tech USA stuff, but maybe they've talked about this too. Don't quote me on that. But either way, if you do find the channel though, he's a good channel to watch as well. And there's another. Let me stop. I'll talk to you guys about that on stream. All these different clip channels and shit that I keep running into, and I've been harvesting information from and content, whatever. Anyway, so they were at the position where, or they were taking the position that, hey, we shouldn't leave him for dead. He's showing some growth. He's showing some realization. We may give him a second chance. He has a lot that he needs to do. And they had asked him, hey, do you want to come on stream? We'll do a LOLCOW live and you can do it remotely with us. And you could talk about the situation and or the circumstances. Wings says no. I shouldn't be online right now, which is a lie because I'm confident that he's on Reddit. I'm confident that he's watching people on YouTube. But semantics. He says he doesn't want to be online right now. He needs to work his own shit out. Whatever. And supposedly there was a story in there that on their way home, meaning Kelly and Wings, they stopped by a Wendy's or a McDonald's or whatever, and he let her order whatever she wanted. Okay, abuser, sure. Your wife beat her. You let your wife order whatever she wanted for the first time because you ain't sat there and beat her ass on fucking LOLCOW you shoved her. You know what I mean? You put hands on her. You put hands on her on stream and you feel bad, which you don't really feel bad. You feel bad that people are fucking shitting on you over it. Whatever, semantics. So that's where the situation is at there. Now, let's jump ahead a couple more days. Becky, who actually, interestingly enough, she's the cause of all this. At least her showing up is. Like, that's what the whole fight started over between Wings and Keemstar, about the fact that they staged it, that that Becky was coming, and they weren't telling the audience and whatever. Keem is saying, hey, I was doing it for the theatrics, right? I was doing it for the content. Wings is like, you're being dishonest, which is ironic coming out of Wings, being that he's a dishonest fuck himself. But whatever. Anyway, Becky comes home. She's on stream and she's talking about everything that's going on. When what ended up leading up to the situation, what happened to Kelly, this, that, and the third. The thing about Kelly that really pisses me off as it pertains to this situation was she basically blamed, or what pisses me off about Becky, what pisses me off about Becky is she basically blamed Kelly and said it was her fault that she was in that situation. That situation happened to her. I can't tell you what she said verbatim, but she basically was like, all those guys were around and they backed the fuck off of him. Why didn't you? Essentially, you put yourself in the middle of that or in front of that, and whatever happened to you happens to you.
So the dogpiling that happened when I was down there was very gross. It was unexpected. It was not supposed to happen. And it started with Kelly stealing my hoodie and Keem not fixing my problem. And that's one of the situations I can't wait to talk about it and I'll talk about it after answering Nee Marie's question. Keem has talked about things and put a certain spin on things. I would like to set the record straight with my opinion on things, my version of the story. And then, as everyone knows, the real real truth probably lies somewhere in between. And then people can decide for themselves. But with 94 thumbs up on that huge ass, I get your message loud and clear. So maybe I'll ask the chat, how much more of it they want to hear. Yeah, but you don't shove women. Okay, Sepha Horse, I got cut off on that part. Absolutely. Of course you don't shove women. You never shove women. Nobody should ever shove somebody else, right? Putting your hands on another adult is assault in the eyes of the law. It just is. You shouldn't do it. However, I will say, and this is not to condone the behavior, but just to say what I think that happened, this is my hot take on the situation. I think Wings was seeing red. I think it's stupid. This is not to blame Kelly. This is just my personal opinion. I think it's absolutely stupid when you see two men fighting and plenty of other men standing around for a woman to insert herself into the situation. I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying if you step between people who are in a fight, you're probably going to get hurt. That's just common sense, right? I think that what happened with Wings is he was in a blind rage, because when that adrenaline kicks in, it kicked in for me with Roxy too. I can very much relate to how Wings felt that day, probably more than almost anyone else can, because I also got into a physical fight that day from my own limits being pushed. When you are in full-on defense mode the way he was, of feeling like your entire truth has been questioned and you have had your buttons pushed until you've reached your breaking point, do I think he would have ever wanted to push Kelly like that? Absolutely not. I think he deeply regrets that. I certainly hope he deeply regrets it. I think he feels terrible over it. I did talk to Wings very briefly. I reached out to him because I know when I left the community, no one reached out to me, none of the other hosts, and I felt like everyone had been two-sided and didn't really care. And I do genuinely care about Wings and Kelly, both. I care about them both because Kelly is Wings' wife, so of course I care about her. And I reached out to him, and it sounds like he's doing an amazing job with his anger management classes. Honestly, they seem great. I think I would benefit from anger management classes, you know? I've done a lot of that sort of work on myself too, and I think it's amazing that he's prioritizing it because he wants to. I also just think that it was unfair that he was pushed to that breaking point. And I can tell you what, in the chain of events that happened, let me sum it up for you really quick in bullet points. 1, Kelly stole my hoodie. 2, me and Kelly get into a fight. 3, Roxy throws my hoodie into the lake. 4, I get into a fight with Roxy. 5, Wings talks about the situation, saying about how it's scripted, has ruined everything and increased the tensions. And then 6, Wings gets into a fight with Keem. 7, Wings pushes Kelly. How could that entire chain of events have been prevented from happening if Keem from the very beginning told Kelly to give me my hoodie back? It all traces back to that. And of course, Kelly is Wings' wife. So God knows what tension that caused between both of them. It all could have been prevented in about 2 minutes had Keem gone to Kelly and said, give Becky her hoodie back. Maybe something else would have happened. That's possible. But I think almost all of the tensions in Fat Camp between me and the others that escalated to the point of physical fights would have been avoided. You can blame me about being there, Danny, but being there wasn't my choice. I had no choice. If I wanted to be on Queens, I had to come. That was Keem's choice. So if you want to blame anybody for that, you can blame Keem. Peyton and James, thank you for gifting a membership.
Super chatted $20. Both of you are wrong for various reasons. Please forgive and start fresh. Bring back the magic. We all love you together. Both of you make this show what it is. Queens reign supreme.
As far as it comes to working with Tina, I have no problems working with her. It's going to be a different show than it was, though. I personally feel that the show really hit its stride most when Tina and I had sort of come to a truce and we hit frenemies status. Final month, you are entitled to believe it's a crock of shite. That is your opinion, and you're entitled to it. But all I can do is tell my truth, and you can choose what you want to do with that truth. But what I'm telling you is what happened, and I think anyone who thinks clearly and isn't blinded by irrational loyalty to one side or another can see it clearly and at least go, there might be something to that. Why so early? Because I have the whole day to stream. So
now, for a woman who's accusing another guy of sexual assault, even though I haven't seen a police report yet, did you go to the hospital for a rape kit? Semantics. For a woman who's accusing another dude of sexual assault, you're going to sit here and accuse this one. You're going to sit there and say it's Kelly's fault for what happened to her, which is kind of foul, or even alluded to it. Is kind of foul. As a woman, as a female, that you would put that type of energy out there on another woman. That's really fucked up. But that's really that's really how Becky moves. I mean, Jesus Christ, she was sitting there fucking being courted by Review Tech USA for damn near a decade. You know what I mean? On top of that, while that nonsense was going on, she was sitting there, she'd been watching Foodie Beauty for a while, for a number of years. She knew about Natter, or Nosferatu, for whatever the hell they call that guy. And she basically did what's her name? Dee Dee. Becky basically did what Dee Dee did to Foodie Beauty and trying to take her man from her. She was sending him nudes, allegedly, but she was definitely editing his videos and helping him with his content until Becky asked for a fee. Then all of a sudden there was a problem, and then they decided not to talk to each other no more, allegedly. So Becky is legitimately no better. But then again, most of the people out there were no better. If this shit was planned, if this shit was staged, if this shit was scripted, and it just went out of pocket, that doesn't absolve any of you of anything. At all. Especially being that y'all ain't let Kelly get shitted on for months. And you guys were okay with it. And if Wings is willing to shit on his wife in front of all of you that comfortably, just imagine what he does to her when he's not on stream, when he's not on camera. And now, some of those same people who are like, well, you know, maybe we should give Wings another chance, this, that, and the third. Now they're sitting there thinking, well, damn, maybe he is beating her. Or maybe he has put hands on her before. And this and that and the third. But it's too late to try to change the narrative on that now. You already have a confirmed pedophile over there who's about to get divorced because now the dirty little secret came out. You can thank Becky for that because she was the one who revealed that kid behind the camera when he was 22 years old was fucking a 15-year-old. Just because you put a ring on it doesn't make it right. So now you got that problem. Becky was the start of that shit. Now you the thing with Boogie. The thing with Boogie is the thing with Boogie. Why people even take him as the voice of reasoning when he lied about cancer is crazy. But now that I think about that, for those of you who are following Girl World, and I already mentioned Foodie, so I can throw this in there too. People are starting to come to the question on, well, you know, Amber, you know, Ambi, Pookie, did you really have cancer, or did they just find cancer cells in you? Did you have full-blown cancer? Did they find cancer cells in you? See that now that's starting to get murky. Now it's starting to get ugly because Becky and Destiny are sitting there having these streams / podcasts, and they're talking about their experiences, kind of like a support group type situation. They're even talking about trying to get other exes of Amber Lynn to jump in on this. Which, if that's the case, is as if Amber's not blowing her gasket now already, it could happen even more. So that's wild. Unfortunately, since we're talking about LOLCOW, the LOLCOW universe, it's unfortunate what happened to Yo Mama. That's a shame what happened to that boy. He was in there. Keem was willing to give him a show. He wanted to have a little podcast with Amberlynn Reed and Foodie Beauty to talk about all this nonsense, all this drama circulating around the two of them. And Yo Mama ain't sat there and got fucked around and found out, got his channel taken down. No, he didn't. He took the channel down himself and whatnot. And now he's accusing Girl World of trying to kick him off the internet when it's very clear that you took the channel down yourself. And now people are calling the question, all the copyright strikes that you had, were they really copyright strikes? You know what I'm saying? Maybe he had a few of them, but maybe he didn't have as many as he said he did. And then how is it that you have that many copyright strikes, allegedly, and you're still able to stream? And he streams like 3 or 4 days a week. So it's not like he was able to get it cleared up in time, this, that, and the third. And if you follow Yo Mama on Twitter, you know what I'm talking about. So that's a whole little thing. Now Yo Mama's hiding out in the shadows until he can figure out what his next move's gonna be. On top of all those lame ass jokes or whatever the fuck he said, this, that, and the third. So he ain't screwed up and missed a fucking fantastic opportunity. Because you got Becky and Destiny out here literally shooting shots, you know, at fucking Amber. Amber doesn't have an outlet that she can really speak her quote unquote truth, I guess, with support. She can only do it on her members only shit. She only does that once a week. And those things are getting privated damn near immediately. You know what I'm saying? And Foodie Beauty, who is out there border hopping last time I checked, she needs all the help she can get because she's been down bad ever since Yo Mama went down. So that gives you an idea of what the nonsense is going on in Girl World, which LOLCOWLIVE can't take advantage of because they got to deal with this bullshit with Wings. And then what's even more ironic is what people are saying. Like, for example, H3H3, you know, basically chimed in on this shit. There's a Lummox video actually out on that. I think Lummox, Breaking Banquet, I think Lummox is the one who has the... Oh no, or is it maybe YOLO, Mr. YOLO Dopper who has it? I can't remember now. I've been watching all of them as of late. But I want to say it's Lummox who has the video with H3H3 in there talking about it. It was H3H3 and somebody else. But anyway, where H3H3, Ethan Klein, he basically brings up a great point. He was like, Wings, you've been down bad for a number of years. And right when it looks like you were right there, you were just about to get out of your bullshit, and there might have been a light at the end of the tunnel, and you ain't fucked yourself. If I can find that clip, I'll see if I can have it put in here.
Levitating?
Yeah.
Boom! Damn.
I like that Boogie doesn't even get up. He just stays there.
Boogie is... he doesn't know how to react.
Billy the Fridge move?
Yeah, actually, and
Everyone else
you can
moved.
tell it's bad because Billy the Fridge is... He seems to be reacting.
Stop him.
Yeah.
He's a fridge.
All right, so let's see. He's got... I don't know who this is.
This guy, I don't know who he is either. He kind of looks like he could be security.
So everybody's trying to hold this dude back.
Yeah.
And then his wife comes in, the final line, trying to keep this guy from acting insane.
And I'll admit, after seeing the first fight, even though Keem got injured, in my mind, I still was a little bit like, they might just, you know, they plan to like get into a squabble to make it interesting or whatever. Seeing this, I'm like, okay, never mind. This is not.
Wings is insane.
Yeah, no.
This is...
yeah.
It's quite... He looks so good all the way.
All the way up to this.
All the way.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
He was just hiding it.
Let's see. So now this is when so the wife is trying to hold him back.
Yeah.
I mean, like 3 people now are trying to hold him back. Boogie's not doing anything. What's in his hand? Or is that her?
I think it's a water bottle.
Oh, he rushed over with his water
It's a
bottle?
toolbox, I think.
Oh, first aid kit,
it might
maybe?
be.
Oh, that may be the razor. I think that's the razor they used for...
Why is he holding it?
I don't know. Maybe he was packing to leave.
Okay.
It's his razor.
Could be.
Got it.
Yeah, that looks like it could be a razor
Oh, yeah,
box.
that's what it is. Because some people on Twitter were saying it was a gun case. It's not.
I mean...
But you don't charge someone holding a gun.
Yeah.
You have a gun or you don't.
Yeah.
If he had a gun, I think someone would have died based on how angry and unhinged he is.
Yeah.
And so here's his wife trying to stop him. And now he's definitely just in a blind rage. Like,
Look at Boogie.
Boogie, pardon me. Pardon my reach.
Well, honestly, she keeps saying she tripped, and I think that was to defend him, obviously.
Yeah.
But what if, I mean, there's no excusing it, but what if Boogie did accidentally
Tripped her? I mean, that's insane.
Well...
Now you can see the force.
I mean, it's...
Either
I
way,
think
he
it's a
doesn't
little column A,
stop
column
after.
B, because it does actually... Now that we're going frame by
She
frame...
didn't have any space to, like,
yeah,
catch herself.
And, like, granted, she fell because he shoved her. Don't get me wrong.
he shoved her.
But I do see that it looks like maybe she trips over Boogie's leg there.
Yeah.
I mean, she would say she fell to protect him.
Yeah.
Which is...
But, yeah, I mean, this is clearly...
But, like, he's coming, and, I mean, there's impact.
Yeah.
Maybe if Boogie wasn't there and there was more space for the table, she probably wouldn't have fallen.
Probably wouldn't have completely.
Because
she would have.
Look at how hard
Hold
he
on.
pushes her.
Yeah, he shoves her.
No, he shoves. I think he thought
there's the actual shove.
Hold on. Look how she falls. Her body is like she.
He pushes her.
Okay,
he off arms her.
Oh,
I think
this part actually. Hold on. This part is
yeah.
different.
If you watch it full speed, you'll see he's actually like.
So
on purpose
she's holding. I
pushing
think
her.
she holding onto his arm. Or yeah, this is a shove.
Yeah, she's holding on.
She would have fallen to the ground.
Because his hands are still following her.
Yeah.
And his facial
And
expression.
so she falls onto the table, which is
Boom.
not totally clear from this angle, but
that's a shove. She said she tripped. You can't say you tripped on that.
Right.
Ugh, that is so
and
sad.
again, even if he thought it was somebody else, he didn't stop. He looked at her and he just moved on.
I think he's got some issues.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly. Yeah.
Clearly.
I think there's some like personality disorder that.
The
puts
most
you
likely,
into
if you know
some kind of
Wings'
blindness.
history, the most likely is like a lot of, I guess, disorders in his head or something. Or he's got something wrong with him.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, you can tell he's like he's almost just like completely gone.
He became a local because he was so reactionary. What kind of killed his career was that he did a 1v1 with a zombie Call of Duty YouTuber and he lost. And he crashed out from then. That would start his downfall on YouTube.
Interesting.
So the guy has a track record of
Yeah.
having anger issues, just
Right.
self-destructive anger.
Yeah.
issues.
Yeah.
Remember, Keem
Very
said we didn't need a studio. We could just do it all over Zoom. It's not so easy in person, is it, Keem?
Yeah, we've
Couldn't
managed
last
to
a
not
week.
shove each other onto the floor in all these years. Yet.
His poor wife, and they're on camera.
So does he stop or he still goes for Keem?
He still goes.
He still goes.
Well, kind of.
You're gonna see the second angle comes after
you know
this.
what? Let me play it back and then.
Yeah.
Well, we can go frame by frame here. Dude. He's like out of it.
Not
Yeah.
even asking if she's okay. Like
think
not even
he's-
looking.
No, I think he's literally seeing red. I think Ethan's right. Yeah, you see, he's like, he almost looks like confused for a second.
Yeah.
Everybody's yelling at
Yeah.
Oh, so here's the second angle.
Right.
You see, this other dude is big.
Jordy. Someone take him down. Holy shit!
He didn't even fucking care.
Yeah, he doesn't care. It's fucked up.
There's I don't know.
There's
who
a lot of people here. What's happening? What are all the people?
It's a production.
Sir, I think those are like Brantley's friends. I don't know. There's one girl that comes out and she's a queen. She goes off on Wings.
Is it this
But all
girl
these
in the Nightmare Before Christmas?
No, she's another queen, but she's not the one I'm
I
talking
think it's
about.
a brunette, right?
The brunette, yeah, she runs out.
Calm down. Stop getting in front of me. Please don't.
Fuck away from her. Get the fuck away from her. What?
Oh, he's ready to do something to her. Like, so we have angles.
Yep.
Okay, shout out to that girl.
Yeah.
I have no idea who she is. But
Me either. She's like, that's your wife.
She's got to be. I think she's Keem's.
She's probably friends with Brantley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is she? Are they engaged or something?
I think
Yeah, they're
engaged.
engaged.
Okay,
Yeah, they're engaged.
So his fiance's friend.
His fiance.
Probably a first hour together or something.
Oh, that's Boogie's
this is a
girlfriend in the
big guy,
background too.
I think you're right. This guy was here. This guy couldn't stop him. His wife is still trying to calm him down.
She's crying.
Oh God, we have more angles.
Boogie, please don't get up.
Boogie has not moved.
This man.
This house could burn down and he's not getting up.
Oh, you don't want to waste too much
Is-
energy.
He's so, I mean, respectfully, he's so fucking lazy. It's just he refuses to get up.
Oh, here's the table, the faded table she fell on. Wow. What a scene, man.
Oh, Wings, you fucked up, bro.
Assaulted your wife.
Fucking moron.
On a live stream.
You had won us over, dude.
This has so clearly happened before. He is in front of a camera. He felt absolutely no restraint.
Yeah.
Imagine how he feels off cam.
No, he absolutely.
And she reacted in a way that seems like she knew the process. She was trying to stop it.
There's no question about it.
She's trying to cover it. I hope she's okay.
He needs like he needs like behavioral therapy for whatever this is.
Yeah, I don't want to know what was said in the car on the way home.
Not a lot. I think it was just dead sleep.
Yeah.
I hope so.
You gotta get out of here. Don't worry about me. Worry about your wife.
Don't worry about me.
Your wife right now. That's your
He still attacks Keem?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck?
And he's right. He's at that. Damn, that's like 3 clips now. So it's the Becky clip, if we can find it. The Keemstar Boogie thing, I guess, if I can find it. And now the Ethan Klein thing, if I can find it. But Ethan was like, you were this close. You were this close of getting yourself out of the goddamn weeds, getting yourself through the tunnel, and you had to fuck around and hit your wife. Why? You know what I mean? And at first when I heard it, I'm pretty sure it's a Lummox video. Big ups to Lummox. And Breaking Banquet and all the rest of them guys. But initially when I heard it, I was like, ha! And then I had you know, because I'm a heartless piece of shit, I decided to have, I didn't decide, it just happened, honestly. I had a moment of clarity, and I was thinking to myself, you know what, Ethan might have been right. Maybe, just maybe, he was that close. And he fucked it all up. And now you got this renaissance of Wings trolls coming out of the woodworks, getting A's, everybody eating, and they're going to continue to eat, because at the point that I'm recording this, I don't think Wings has come back even on his own stream yet. You know what I'm saying? And LOLCOWLIVE is basically running interference. They're all eating. And there are so many memes that are coming out of Kelly getting shoved and shit. It's all over the goddamn place. Was it worth it, Keem? Was it worth it, Boogie? Wings, I don't give a fuck. You're a wife beater, so don't ever let me catch you out in public. You know what I'm saying? You better hope I never come across you, to be honest. But then again, you got a whole lot more to worry about than just me, especially now. It's probably not safe to be going around Conway anymore. If it wasn't comfortable before, it probably isn't very safe now. That shit is all over the place. So, was it worth it, Keem? Was it worth it, Boogie? Was it worth it, all the other people over there at LOLCOW? Because if you really think about it, the only 2 people who did anything was Kelly and that big dude who was trying to hold Wings back. None of y'all did shit. Boogie sat there and didn't give a fuck. Fucking Billy the Fridge was scared. The pedophile and shit, kid behind the camera was whatever the fuck. Keem had already gotten scratched the fuck up, so what was he gonna do? Was it worth it? How are you guys gonna get sponsorship now? How are you guys gonna get endorsements now? How is this gonna look on Happy Punch later, Keem? How's anything about anything? There's no punishment that Wings can do to make up for this shit. You know what I'm saying? There's just no way. And then what makes it even worse is that some of you saw this behavior before and you guys didn't say nothing. If Kelly wants to go and play the position of a battered wife, that's on her. Some of y'all saw that behavior and y'all didn't do shit. Y'all laughed at it. Y'all exploited it for your own little shows or whatever. Then all of a sudden, when it's in your goddamn face, now all of a sudden people got problems. How are you guys going to deal with that moving forward? And those wing trolls are going to be out there in force now, because not only are they going to fuck up everything for Wings, but they're going to fuck up everything for y'all. Any type of outside vector company sponsorship or endorsement, they're going to be sending fucking gifts, or they're going to send fucking videos downrange to make sure that they all see this shit, Keem. And then what? A phone call can't fix this. And if you really bring Wings back on, then what? Tommy C and sat there and chimed in on this bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? And Tommy's been removed from the LOLCOW universe for a minute. It is what it is, bro. Like I said, what I tell y'all in the beginning of 2025, it's the year of the harvest. It's the year of content farming. It's all out there. You know what I'm saying? And though I am someone who, and I'll take all the blame for it, because someone called me out on it on a Reddit about, hey, isn't that dude's the one who says beat your LOLCOW and beat him often. You're right, I did say that. I didn't say anything about beating the LOLCOW's wife though, dude. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean to laugh at that, but I didn't say nothing about beating the LOLCOW's wife. That's on him. That's on him. If Wings had some discipline, this shit wouldn't have happened. Unfortunately, it did. And Everybody who's affiliated with that LOLCOW universe is going to eat that shit. All of them. Becky thinks, oh, well, I'm removed from it now, yada, yada, yada. You can't really hold that against me. Nah, bitch, you're going to take it just like the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Since you want hard dick so bad, you're going to take it just like everybody else, apparently. Because, like I said, for you as a woman to sit there and say she had it, you know, she did that to herself. She put herself there. You know what I'm saying? Wouldn't you want your husband to sit there? Well, you're not married. So I guess that's something we can't say. And then the last boyfriend you had allegedly sexually assaulted you. That's another strike on you. But wouldn't you want a man to stand up for you? So let's say, hypothetically, if you could get yourself married, if someone ain't sat there and grabbed that very rotund ass that you're walking around with, and your boyfriend or your husband decided to man up and be like, yo, I don't appreciate that, and then he got jumped by 5 people, is it his fault for standing up for you? Tell me, Kelly. Or no, not Kelly, sorry. Tell me, Becky. Is it his fault for standing up for you? Should he have just let that guy grab your ass and just move on like DSP or like Rich would do? Should have that been the situation? I'd love to hear your response to that. I'd love to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's wild. That's wild that a woman would say that about another woman. But whatever. Like I said, you know, Becky, whenever you're ready to put out that police report on that alleged sexual assault, you know, I'm waiting. You know what I'm saying? You know, I appreciate it. I'm asking for a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been, I'll name this segment later, GTG Spits That Grease. Jesus Christ, fuck these LOLCOWs. Fuck these LOLCOWs. Thank you guys very much for listening in. I very much appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, whenever that may be. Hopefully sooner than later. And like I said, there's a bunch of content out there that talks about some of this. I will try to get some of this stuff clipped in so you guys can see it for yourselves. It might extend the length of the video, but it is what it is. We go long and hard over here, so that's a thing and whatnot. And I'll catch you guys for the next one. Take care of yourselves, people. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Take care of yourselves, people. Later.